Hello, dispatching family. Welcome back to my channel. I have something special lined up for you guys today. I am thrilled to introduce Vonciea from OnPoint Logistics. Vonciea is a seasoned dispatcher who dispatches box trucks as well as the three major equipment types. Legacy Dispatchers is not currently dispatching box trucks, but that doesn't mean new dispatchers are not curious about this niche. Vonciea shares her experience and answers some questions for my students in my mentor program. For those interested in learning more or getting in touch with Vonciea, her contact information and additional resources are located in the video description below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out when a new video is posted. Until next time, keep expanding your knowledge, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.
How y'all doing? My name is Vonciea Williams. I'm the owner of OnPoint Logistics out of Dallas, Texas. And I occasionally dispatch box trucks for the very same reason. They're the easiest carriers to get. The big bodies, they're kind of harder to obtain.
How is it with finding loads for a box truck?
Now, that's where the difference is. The dry vans and the flatbeds, all of those, most of the loads on the load boards are for them. The only box trucks that I dispatch are 26 footers. They have to be dock high and have to have a lift gate. Anything else is pointless unless it's a reefer box truck. And even then, it's hard. And most reefer box trucks are shorter. You have to be good at partialing. You have to. That's the only way you're going to keep your box truck running.
Can you explain partialing for those who don't know?
As long as it's not exclusive, you can put another load on the truck if you got room.
Okay. So it's so with the box trucks, most of your loads are partials. Is it hard to find full loads? Is that what it is?
In order to fill that truck, you got to be good at partially because you'll get a full load and head out and get your driver going, but then you won't get a full load coming back or moving out. So in order to move that driver, you want to be able to put some partials on. The driver has to be open to it. A lot of drivers only want one stop. You have to have open communication with the driver up front and see what their expectations are. Because for one, the box truck drivers believe they can make as much as the dry vans and the flatbeds, and they can't. The brokers are just simply not paying that rate to box truck drivers. Two, you want to be upfront and honest with a broker that your equipment is a box truck when you're calling about that load, because they don't like, because there's other ways. When you search on a load board for a load for a box truck, you don't just put straight box. There's other options that you add with that straight box to find loads. Some dry van loads can go on a box truck, depending on the dimensions of that dry van. You have to ask the broker, is it okay if you move that load in the box truck if it's posted for a dry van? Don't get the load and don't tell the broker that you're driving a box truck, because when you get to your pickup location, they're not going to load you. You always want to have open communication with the broker. You want to set the right expectations for your box truck carriers, because you have to let them know that the market is different, the rates are different. They're not going to make because when they coming in new, they think they can make what everybody else making, they can't. That's another thing you're going to run into. I only dispatch OTR or regional drivers. I don't fool with people that want to be home every night. With a box truck, you're not going to make no money with that.
Okay. Guys, does anyone have any questions for Vonciea?
How many box trucks have you dispatched for at one time that you were comfortable with?
I had 5, and when I tell you it's an overload, because you work harder to find loads for box trucks. So understand that when you get that box truck carrier, you are definitely going to be working an 8-hour job.
You could feel like that just with one box truck. Am I
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
Okay. Are there
That
any popular load boards that dispatchers can use for box trucks?
there are just for like if you get stuck somewhere in Florida or somewhere where you can't find them a load on a load board, you can get them a load off Amazon Relay. They have a load board called Selectus. I understand that that's a very good load board. It's just out of the door, ridiculous with the price.
I heard the same thing. I heard it was like almost $500 a month.
Yes, yes. DAT and 123 load board worked fine for me. It's truck stop now. Truck stop is the number one load board for box truck drivers.
Can some box truck drivers, I guess, just drive the truck without having an MC or DOT number? Like, let's just say they
I'm pretty sure they do, but I wouldn't dispatch for them. First of all, ain't no broker gonna give you a load for them because they're not legit.
did, and this is the kind of information that we need to know because, like you said, a lot of people are just jumping into a box truck and they don't know anything. Some of them don't have DOT numbers or MC numbers. They just have a driver's license and they want us to dispatch for them. So knowing that information, knowing that the broker won't even give them the time of day, you just saved a lot of people a lot of time. So I appreciate that info.
When you're dispatching, and you got multiple trucks on the low end, what do you make as a dispatcher, and what have you made on the high end?
On the low end, I use about $300, anywhere between 3 to 5. On the high end, I've made close to $25 to $3,000 a week.
How many trucks is that?
That was 5.
So one truck, if you're starting out and you have one truck, what's the low end, what's the high end?
Anywhere between 3 to 8 a week. Depending on how they want to run. If they OTR, you can make more. But most box truck drivers, they say they OTR, and then once they start running, they don't want to do it no more.
Okay. Are most of your loads off the load board? Like, because I was told with box trucks that you should basically go out into the community, go to the Lowe's, Home Depots, flooring stores, uh, local businesses, and try to get their business. Is that something that you've done for your box trucks, or just strictly load board?
I haven't done that, but that can be done.
Okay.
That's a good idea. I haven't done that.
Okay. So most of your loads come off the load board.
Come off the load board. That is correct.
How often do you run into when you're trying to find a carrier for the box trucks to sign up that they don't want to do over the road driving? Is it most of them just want to do like be home every single day?
Yeah, that happens to you a lot.
Vonciea, what are some brokers that you've worked with that have actual box truck loads?
Now I work with RTS, so I have access to their load boards. Usually the carrier have to be with them for 3 months for you to have access with their load boards. But if you have access with one driver, you can still use them. TQL, I've worked with Accent, EPIS, EPES, I've worked with
I'm
them.
just going to compare dry van to box truck.
Okay.
So dry van right now is anywhere from, let's just say, 2 to 225 average rate, right?
Mhm.
How is that compared to the box truck?
$1 something, like 180.
Okay, that's not a big difference. But
Mm-mm.
is that's a partial, that's a full truckload? What is that?
That's full.
That's full. So what do the partials look like?
I I don't run the partials for cheap. I want the
Okay.
same thing.
Okay. When you look on the load board, what are they usually posting those partials for a box truck? Like 50 cents,
It depends on. I say $1.
$1? Okay.
$1.
Any other positive things about being a dispatcher for a box truck that we should know? Because there's all types of negatives out there. There's got to be
Yeah.
some positives besides the money.
Want to get your foot wet with the box trucks, go ahead and get your feet wet if you feel comfortable enough to do it, because it's going to put money in your pocket, because you know you got to pay for them load boards. You know them load boards ain't cheap. So even if you just do one box truck just to pay for the load boards, I think it's a win-win.
I remember when I was doing flatbed hot shot a long time ago, my driver had advised me that if we're going to do partials, then I have to give him a load that strictly pays for fuel. And then once I have a load on the back of his trailer for fuel, then that's when I can start uh, finding loads that will start making a profit for him. Do you have anything like that that you use? Any technique that you use when you're doing partials like that?
That's exactly what I do. I have to make sure any load that I book that I cover that fuel.
Vonciea, can you just give us your information one more time for anyone that may see this video on my YouTube channel and they would like to get in touch with you?
My phone number is 214-994-0416. You can email me at dispatch@on-pointlogistics.com. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you guys.
I appreciate you. You gave us a totally different perspective on box truck. Thank you so much.